introduction you mentioned that we require a change. We require the diversion from the path we are pursuing to a better way forward for Sri Lanka, better way forward for our nation, better way forward for the future of the next generation. In your perceptions, in your perspective, what kind of role should the Sri Lankans attempt to play in the national progress?
Good question.
You can identify a few stakeholders such as politicians, business community, the family, the school, and the general public.
Yeah. I think, Mahesh, we need to have good governance. I think that's the most important criteria in our society. And I think we have given the politicians, all what we have for them to take us through. But then if they're not necessarily steering us in the right direction, the civil society must come forward.
Are you trying to say that we don't have a citizen leadership, we don't have a leadership from the civil society?
Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. Because, they need to listen to, all become victims of politicians. Basically, the politician calls the card, and we become, yes sir, 3 bags full.
Yes, sir.
I think we need to get away from that. I think we need to speak out our mind and let them know that what's right for the country. And I think what's right for the country, what's right for the whole world, is to have a good governance, and that is also through the 10 royal leadership of royal qualities, the Dasarada Dharma, and
qualities of
leadership, and that is very, very clear, and that will bring about the what you were saying, and trickling down to all categories. You mentioned about the schools. I think we have to play a major role to uplift the new generation, because I really see the new generation, in a different way. I want to just cite a small example of a person recently graduating, very rich family. The father goes to the child and says, look, Buddha, you have done well, you're graduating, you can ask me anything in the world you want and I'll give it to you. He has 2 Mercedes parked in his garage, and any number to come anytime with a matter of a call, I guess. Yeah, that kind of person. The child says, Tati, I want you to give up your smoking and drinking. So that's the kind of thing which is developing, which we don't know. So obviously he had to do that. So what the child has done in directly is to also correct the father. So that we need to leave room for that to unfold, is what I'm saying. And the only way to do that is to have a free society, where we could speak out loud, and a lot of times, even though you have given me the opportunity to speak out loud and be free, sometimes you get worried. Am I going to say something wrong?
And whether that will have a bad impact.
Absolutely, it will, have you got to check all sectors, all sides, and say what you have to say. I don't think that's necessary in our society. I think we need to give you guys, the new generation, you all are the people who are going to take this country forward. We have done our part. I think that change also must happen. And I'm really hoping and praying and wishing for that change to come to Sri Lanka. And I think with the blessings of the Triple Gem and all the gods above, this will unfold sooner or later.
As a senior citizen, what do you think can assure the next generation a better place for them to live, a better virtuous environment? What can ensure a virtuous environment for us?
Yeah, I think righteous living can only come through good governance, and don't wait till the next person does something for you, but you do it yourself. Peace, we talked about peace till 19th of May last year, right? And all of a sudden they think just because Mr. Prabhaharan is no more, peace has dawned. I think the peace has to dawn within yourself. And for that, one has to work it out oneself. And Mahesh can't do this for me, or Janaka can do this for Mahesh, We have to do it ourselves. So I think that inner peace, one has to tap in and get that out, and that will eventually build into the state you were talking about.
Well, now we will take a short break, and I'll be right. I'm with Mr. Janaka Edrisinghe, my guest this evening for the round table. We were talking about what can ensure a virtuous life, a virtuous, better place for the next generation Sri Lankans. So as we move into to the tail end of our today's discussion, I would like to leave a few seconds for you to deliver your message to the next generation of Sri Lankans. And also, if you have any request from the senior citizens of this country, who are the stakeholders of ensuring a better future for us?
For the senior citizens, I think the one thing I would like to request is a time comes, Mahesh, where we need to give it up. We can't hold on because we are not good at it. We must realize that. We think we are good at all times. So that ego has to be taken away, and that will flow the new generation into those slots where they will have their absolute creative thinking and betterment for this whole country, and that will obviously go forward to the whole world. Having said that, on a more spiritual note, if you ask me what my wish is, actually it's to have a universal Dhamma capital where all religions come together, and in particular to have that established in Anuradhapura, because there is no other more sacred place than Anuradhapura. To have that, this so-called, you've been referring to virtual state and what have you, that can all come together, and that will all have the absolute harmony among all citizens of Sri Lanka, and eventually world over, because what I foresee is a place where all people come and just sort of meditate in peace, and on your left is a Muslim, on your right is a Hindu, in your front is a Catholic, what have you, all of us coming together under one umbrella is what I see this country, and eventually that's trickling down to the whole world.
What is your message to the next generation of Sri Lankans, to the youth?
To the youth, don't wait till the leaders of today tell you what to do, but you take the leadership and show them what you can do. Take the guidance, take necessary precautions in that regard, but certainly be, your voice. Don't keep it. Don't suppress the feelings what you have. Come out of it. Be a catalyst to make this nation a better place for all of us. Yeah.
Well, that's a very interesting answer from Mr. Janaka Edrisinghe. Young Tahir Edrisinghe writes a poem which says, "This is where I am from." And I think this is the highest accolade a father can win from a daughter or from a son. Here she has spelled out all what she feels about you, and I think it's a testimony to who you are, and it's a genuine, it's an honest confession of your fatherly qualities. So as we wind up this program, I take this opportunity to say a big thank to you for participating and making this discussion interesting. And this is the poem written by Mr. Janakadri Singh's daughter. I would like, as we wind up today's round table, that if you could yourself read out this poem for all our viewers.
Okay. Thank you, Mahesh. My daughter graduated from USA, St. Lawrence University in upstate New York, and this was really the sort of final project she had to do for her. She did a sociology major and a gender studies minor, and in the gender studies class she had to write a thesis on a male figure she respects or looks up to, and this is what she has to say. This is where I'm from. I'm from a colorful shrine room which smells of hadunkuru, pots of tel and strings of piritnul. Tati